Hey y'all, it's Michelle from the Scattered Scrapper. Welcome to my channel. Today is December 29th and I hope everyone had a very Merry Christmas and I'm hoping everyone will have a wonderful new year. I finally finished my Christmas gift album. It is after Christmas, but some things you just don't have control over. So I will be giving this gift actually on January 1st. So I actually do have an opportunity to share it with y'all. I actually just finished it yesterday. So here I have used a Tim Holtz little frame here that I've put my title in. And of course I've titled it Christmas Gift. And I've got the Santa Clauses on here. That's so cute. And then here is my title page that says Christmas Gift with some little words here from Tim Holtz rub-ons. And the main collection that I was using was the Simple Stories, what's it called? The Simple Vintage Rustic Christmas. And what I discovered was it was very similar in tone. So I had to really dig into the other items that I had included in my kit to kind of help bring some things out because I was getting a bit frustrated with it. And then when what happened with my skin and everything, it got even more frustrating. And so this was a difficult project to complete, even though I was very excited about it. But sometimes things happen and you just have to have patience with yourself and with your project and just roll with it. So here is my next page about why Christmas gift. And here I used all of that Simple Vintage Rustic Christmas, and you can see how everything just kind of blends together. So I was really having a hard time figuring out how to get things to pop, so to speak. So in this case, I used some foam to pop some things up, and I have this doily here. And the little clusters was really fun to make, but like I say, they all just tend to kind of blend in together because it's all the same kind of tone. So in this little spread here called Christmas Surprise, I brought in a Cartabella collection, and let's see, what was it? I think it was Farmhouse Christmas? No, Christmas Market. Christmas Market from Cartabella. And this tells the story of when my grandmother was young and they got some cedar chests with some beautiful clothes that their mother had made. And that was under the Christmas tree that morning. And then the next one is a story from my aunts called There Is a Santa Claus. And with this one, I used this little journaling tag that I made a pocket and put on here. And my aunt swears there is a Santa Claus because she saw him sitting in a green chair at their grandmother's house one year. And that was a really fun story. And then this one here is called Always a Tree. And because my dad and his family, when they were young, lived in a smaller trailer, they really didn't have room for a Christmas tree, but they just really wanted one. So my grandmother devised an idea to make a Christmas tree out of sweet gumballs. Now, if you've not ever experienced a sweet gumball, count yourself lucky, especially if you have not had the opportunity to step on one barefoot. They are very prickly, and these trees here, I just got those off of like a Google search. And what my family did was they spray painted some dried up gumballs. They're from a sweet gum tree, and it's where the seed is. And they are, when they come open and dry, they are very, very, very prickly. But they had painted them green and then glued them all together in a tree shape and then decorated it similarly to this, and that was their tree that year. And so they really enjoy the family time and talking about the things that they did in order to make sure they always had a tree for Santa to put presents under. And here I just did a little filler card with some paper poinsettias and this wishing you comfort and joy, you know, whatever that thing is called, chipboard. And then here is a story from my aunt where she had got a gift that had a really beautiful ballerina on the outside of a case. And she thought she had gotten a beautiful ballerina, but it wasn't. It was just the case, and it was really for clothing. So that was a way for her to learn how to express gratitude even in the face of disappointment. But now that she looks back on it, she said that it let her know that her grandmother, it was a gift from her grandmother, loved when they would come and stay with her, and she had given her the case to put her clothes in for when they would come and stay. And now she looks back on that as a treasured gift because she just knew how much her grandmother loved her. And then in this one, I just put a filler card here, and I got a shaker pocket on this side, and then a story here called The Joy of Giving. When one of my aunts had gotten a job for the first time, and she used her very first paycheck to buy Christmas presents for all of her family. And in this story here called Gift of Love, there's a beach house that our family has gone to for many, many years in the summer, and just how much love and memories that we have there. And my mother had a wood burning picture made. She had commissioned it and given to my aunt, who kind of is the I don't want to say ringleader, but she kind of is, but she's the organizer. That's the better word. She's the organizer of getting us all together, and how much love and work and devotion that she puts in is just, we just love her to pieces, and we love the gift that she gives us of family time together, and that's what this story is about. And then here I have another little insert card that I made that says, "Have yourself a merry little Christmas," with the Christmas tree and my favorite little holly. These are from Hobby Lobby. I hope they continue to sell those, and I will continue to buy them because they're one of my favorite little sprinkly bits to put on things. And in this story here, I titled it "Like It, Love It." Sometimes we worry that our Christmas gifts might not be well received, that we didn't do enough. But in this instance, there was no need to fear, because the gift was especially loved and used to make another gift to give a little bit later on in the year. So it was definitely known that the gift was loved and appreciated. And in this spread here, this is my dad, and he had gotten something similar. I obviously don't have pictures for things, so I did some searching for similar items, but he had gotten a racetrack for Christmas one year, and before he was able to even play with it, it had gotten damaged. So he was talking about that, and how that is not a memory that is a bad memory. It is a good memory that he remembers fondly about the love and the shenanigans that he and his sisters would get into when they were young. And so how even while it might not start out as being a great memory, because I'm sure that he was probably disappointed at the time. He looks back on it now very fondly. And it's really interesting how things can change over time, and you get a different perspective when you're older, and especially once you've started having kids, and how things change and how you remember things. And then in this one, I have another filler card here, and then I did my journaling across the page here. And this one is Don't Shoot Santa. So, again, when my dad and his family were little and growing up, they were living in a trailer, and there was no chimney. So the hot topic for that December was, how is Santa Claus going to deliver presents? And my grandmother told the kids that she would just leave the front door unlocked so Santa Claus could walk in the front door and deliver the presents. And my grandfather was a big kidder. Although sometimes you weren't quite sure he was kidding, because he would deliver these lines very seriously. But he told the kids that if he found Santa Claus walking through his front door, he was going to shoot him. And of course, all the kids were like, "No, don't shoot Santa." And they all remember that really fondly and just laugh. So that one I thought was really cute. And then on this one, I have a little picture here that I found online of a purse, because my aunt, another one of my aunts, about my dad, he had 3 sisters. So it was my dad and 3 sisters. And one Christmas, he had gone out and got presents for my aunts, and he had bought them each a purse. And one of my aunts was telling me that it just was so surprising to her, because he had picked out a purse for each of his sisters, and they were all different, but every purse matched each sister perfectly. Like, it matched their personalities and their taste and what they would like. And she was just so surprised that her brother would be able to do that. And she just said she just loved her purse so much. And that she said her purse actually ended up being a really good defensive weapon too. Because it was like a cube, and it had metal corners on it, similar to this, I think. And she ended up having to use it to defend herself. I didn't get the whole of that story, but that one might have to be for another time. And then on this spread, I have a picture about homemade gifts. Many years back, it was decided, as our family got bigger and bigger and bigger, that we would draw names, and that we would hand make our gifts. And so one year I had actually drawn my mom's name, and I had made her an album. So this was probably, this picture is very recent, but the album is maybe from 2003, 2004. That's about the time I had gotten into scrapbooking. And you can tell this is actually a Creative Memories album. It's a lot different from how we scrapbook today. But I just wrote about how it was a lot of fun, and we had lots of laughs and joy and surprises and things of seeing all of the different gifts that were made, and the imagination and the talent that came out from all of our family members. And that this particular one happened to be my mom's favorite. And then in this last story here, I put, and I mean always. Now this is actually a story that goes with Always a Tree. And then this one says, and I mean always, because in this particular instance, my grandmother and my dad went to go get a Christmas tree, but the only vehicle my dad had was a motorcycle. And my grandmother was terribly afraid of riding on a motorcycle because of an accident that she had had when she was younger. But she was bound and determined. They were going to have a Christmas tree, so she swallowed her fear and she went on the motorcycle with my dad and got a tree. And can you imagine the sight they were coming home with her on the back of a motorcycle with a tree in her arms, or with one arm around her son and one arm around the tree. Of course, it wouldn't have been a huge tree, but still, that would have been a sight to see. And I do not have a picture of a motorcycle with a tree on it, but I did find this one on Google, so I used it to put in to help tell my story. And then the very last thing that I have here at the end are a few more filler cards, and then my one of my aunts had sent me a list of things learned from Christmas memories. So I printed out a picture of all the great-grandkids sitting in the floor waiting to open presents. And then I printed this list out on some vellum to put over it. So it's not attached. I just set it on top. So you can see family through and then be able to read all of the wonderful lessons learned over the years. And of course, everyone that I spoke with who gave me stories for this project, all of them ended with basically, family makes everything more. All can't be held in your heart. It has to overflow. And that was one of the biggest things that I heard from everyone that I talked with when they were trying to remember some memorable or favorite Christmas memories. The main thing was just being together as family. And that really is one of the biggest things about Christmas time, is being with family, remembering those who have gone before us and being excited for new ones coming. And I hope that all of you have had a wonderful Christmas season. And then I hope you will have a very wonderful and happy and blessed new year. And I will see you in the next video. Bye-bye.